Hello everyone, I'm Aaron, the manager of Cleethorpes Dragons in GBR, and now with Top Manager, I'm also the manager of Cleethorpes Whelps in the British Isles League. Now, not that I don't think this whole ranking league thing is complete bollocks, but I'm just showing you just to show that, basically to show I have progressed well. Currently on top of the British Isles ranking thing, which basically just takes your career level and your team strength and pretty much just adds them together. So this isn't supposed to be some sort of bragging or anything like that. It's just to show that I've progressed reasonably well and I have some sort of basis for giving tips out. Basically, we're now 10 days into Top Manager at the point I'm recording this, and so I just thought I'd make a video just to give people some tips that may help them out as they progress. I'll probably do a video every now and again on the progress of Cleethorpes Whelps and explain why I make the various decisions I make, and I don't know, maybe it'll help people, maybe it won't. With Top Manager generally, even if you only intend on playing your first team, I would still make your second and third teams, just simply because it can help out your first team so much. They can do the achievements to get cards that can benefit your main team. They can earn lots of stars by season goals, which will be unlocked next season, and that also means you can go on the goal wall multiple times per day, which can be really useful when the 1000 stars reward pops up, or the ultra rare youth scout card pops up, so that you can sell that, and you're pretty fairly guaranteed to turn a profit on those days. So like I said, it all just helps out your first team, so even if you're not going to be playing it, just well worth that little bit of investment in time to help out your first team more. So I'll start with ticket prices. Your league ticket prices can be much higher than you're used to having them probably on your main teams when you have a bigger team. So currently I've got my league prices on €20 and I fill my stadium with that. This starts at about €10, so if you don't change it you're going to be losing out on a lot of money. I've got 10 for my cup games. I'm not sure how that's going to work out yet because I haven't had a home cup game. 1 for friendly matches, that is fairly important. You share your gate receipts for your friendly matches, and these matches tend to have low attendances anyway, so by putting 1 you get the most number of people into your stadium. Now that's not necessarily going to make you the most money from ticket prices, from ticket sales, but you get to keep all the gastro sales from the game for yourself, and this is actually where you make most of your money from friendly matches. Even on my main Cleethorpes Dragon team with 120,000 capacity stadium, I still only have to charge about 3 or 4 I think for my friendly match prices. So yeah, if you've got stars burning hole in your pocket and you want a good investment for your stars, you're not going to get much better than Wembley Stadium really. I don't get this on my main big team. I don't think it's very good for your big teams at all. But as a team starting out, this is absolutely fantastic. Up to 15,000 fans spend up to €3.5 each. So when you have a 15,000 capacity stadium, which won't really take long, that's just over an extra 50k for every home game. I mean, if you have a couple of home games, that's 100k a week. If you have a couple of home games, it's a huge amount of money at this point in the game. So yeah, well worth it. It obviously synergises well with spending 1 on your home games as well, because you'll be getting an extra 3.5 for every fan that turns up. Basically, you just bait them in by letting them in the stadium for basically free, and then they basically have to mortgage their house to get a burger. So right, I'll go through the buildings now and basically what I think are priorities. So the medical centre, it's not really amazingly useful. I have built it because it was part of the tutorial, but if it wasn't I probably wouldn't have done, and it definitely won't be getting upgraded anytime soon. The training centre, it costs a lot at 150k. Basically, with my squad, I've got a squad of old guys. My average age is about 32. Training is not a priority for me. I will keep these guys for this season and switch them out and buy another load of new guys next season if needed. Your training's only really going to benefit if you've got young players, and if you can afford, I don't know, to get young players and then to be able to train them as well. And even if you do have the upgraded trainings and the assistant coach and that, at this point it's just going to be such a minimal upgrade. I just don't know if it's worth it. I will be when I get a lot of money and I can afford, I will be coming back to this, but in the meantime I just think that there are better investments out there, and this is probably one of them. So level 1 costs you €72,000, and it says on it 3,000 spectators spend €3.5 each. So basically it's going to make you €9,500 every home match. Now that means it's only going to take about 7.5 home games until the money this make has paid for itself, which is like a really, really good investment to return ratio. Well worth the money. Next level, up to 6,000 spectators can spend up to €4 each. So that's going to get you €24,000 every home match. But it's only going to get you 14,500 more euros than the one you've already got, and it's costing you 370k. So that means the extra money it makes you over that one, it's going to take around 25 home games for it to pay for that 370,000 that it costs to buy. So not as good as buying the level 1. I will buy this eventually, of course, but I just think there's better places to spend the money for now, where you get a better return on your investment. So right, the fair. If you're going to use the goal wall, then definitely grab the fair. I mean, it's going to give you +1 rep. It gives you another building to repair, so it's giving you career points that way as well. And also for the goal wall later on, when I go on to achievements, I'll talk to how this building can be quite valuable for getting you a lot of career points. Right. The shop and the factory. Basically, I think they are utter crap. The return on what you spend isn't amazing at all. It takes too much effort to maintain, and there's just more important things to spend money on now. The only benefit of having them probably would be as an achievement to use every building slot, but it's only a few career points. I can't remember exactly how many, but it's not game breaking, and you can also, it gives you more buildings to repair. Basically, I just think there's more important things to be spending money on that can be making you a better return. On the other end of the scale, we have the youth camp. Basically, my aim in early Top Manager was to get to career level 25 as soon as possible to get the youth camp. My basic concept is just get a 17-year-old into my youth team, promote him, and sell him for my main team. Those of you that have done this on your main teams before will probably know you can make 5-6 million quite easily time, and it's just an absolutely crazy amount of money this early on. So that's why it's just worth getting there as soon as possible, because if you can get a leg up over your opponents by getting one of these early good youths and getting them sold off, then you can just literally, I mean, you can just upgrade all your stadium, you can buy loads of players, you can do pretty much whatever you want. You'll be a mile ahead of anybody else. Turf, I wouldn't bother with. I'm not bothered about my players getting injured at this point in time. It costs 10,000 in maintenance for the first level, and that's a lot of money to be spending out. Just don't think it's worth it at this point. Your actual stadium. At this point, I would say being competitive in your league is more important than your stadium, but obviously you need your stadium long term. If you don't think you can win your league, then I would probably sort of switch more towards going along the stadium route. I don't think it's going to hurt people too much. If I just pop onto my other account so I can look at season goals for a minute. Not winning the league this season won't be game breaking. Yes, you'll lose out on 1.5 million or whatever it is from going up, but there are just fantastic season goals that you want to be going for next season. And if you go up, you will be in a league probably with 3 other managers who have also won their league, and probably a couple that have gone up by the playoffs. So it's going to be really, really competitive. Whereas in the lower league, if you stayed here, then it'd be much easier to do these season goals. And you got this one: win 12 league matches, 2.5 million. And where's the other one? 50 league points earned, 4 million. It's just a ridiculous amount of money, and it will be much harder getting these in the next division up, and that's such a large amount of money. Now, I'm not saying fail in your league on purpose to get rid of the good people out of the leagues and just face roll getting these season goals next season, but I'm just saying, you know, there are advantages to staying down. Personally, I will be going up. I will be all guns blazing to go up, but if you don't make it up, it's not the end of the world. You're probably going to have a financial advantage over those that do decide to go up, because a lot of them will not be getting those season goals. Right, decorations, if we ever load. The level 1 decorations, you can, if you have the stars, you can literally just spam level 1 decorations all over the shop. So I will show you now. Don't want a friendly match, thank you. If we're going to load. So you can see here I've purchased a lot of the 4 of each of a lot of the level 1 buildings, 5 different types of level 1 buildings, and then I've gone and built the mansions. These give you 70 career points each, and if like me I had loads of 200 star building coupons, so I just got rid of I got these fairly cheap, 70 career points each. It's just a nice, if you've got stars lying around, it's a nice bump up on your career points. I mean, I'm limited because I'm a poor student on what I can spend, so I'm stuck with mansions now. But if you can keep, if you wanted to, and you've got unlimited resources, I mean, you can just keep going with this and just building more and more decorations and just flying off with the career points. I mean, there's the castle there, and then there's castles give you 600 career points each, and then there's the fan mile there. It's another 600 career points each. If you wanted to, if you want to fill Goal United's coffers, then yeah, feel free. You'll definitely get a head start on the other people around you. Right, a quick look at training. Getting a tactic train, I think's quite important, just because it gives you the chance of a much better chance of winning games. And even though I said going down a route where you could go more towards stadium and think more about next season and get these season goals, etc., I think it's still important to be competing this season. I mean, especially as you can get so much more money from a point-based sponsor and winning games. And there's also a lot of achievements, get to round cup in the 6 in particular. I'll go over that when I go over achievements anyway, but you still need to be winning games. But Kick and Rush is my personal favourite at this point in the game, basically because you can play it well with 3 defenders, 3 midfielders and 3 strikers. You only need 1 winger really on that tactic, and wingers is just such a pain in the ass to get hold of. They're so expensive, they've got such lower strength than anyone else, so that's basically why I went with Kick and Rush, and that's been fully trained using training cards as a priority. And obviously having that, you've just got so much better chance of performing well in games. Using training cards to train that up means you can train up set plays and offside trap in the meantime, because these you can't, and these I think are just basically like passives. They just increase various bits in the game generally when you're in the match engine. Obviously, as I said, I don't really care about training these players. If you do care about training these players, then your training should look nothing like this. But this is just for people like me that have basically a squad of OAPs that you don't care if they progress or not. You're just trying to get that to get their endurance up. and this to get their form up, and that's all you care about, because you don't want them to get any better. You just want to do as much as you can to increase their performance on the pitch. But obviously, if you're trying to increase your player stats, then you want to be using, like, basically going down the same sort of road as I was on about in my training video. Right, so achievements now. As you probably know, at level 10 you can unlock achievements, which basically you just complete them and get given career points, and these are really important for fast tracking your progress, because you can get quite a lot of career points by not really putting in a huge amount of effort in. As you can see, I've done 33 already in the first 10 days of Top Manager, so I'm just basically going to go through them and just comment on each one. So, change your club name. I wouldn't bother with this. It costs you €25,000 to change your name, gives you a measly 5 career points. It'll usually complete the combo achievement to give you another 50 career points, but it's not worth the effort at this stage. The money can be better spent elsewhere unless you really desperately need the career points. Right to press release, anyone can do this. Yeah. Premium account activated. If you need it, then go for it, but I've got 516 days. I'm sure as hell not extending mine just for 10 career points. Booster packs purchased. Once again, if you do it, then you're going to get it done, but I wouldn't especially go out your way to do it. Log in every day. I hope if you're listening to this you're doing that anyway, and just chipping away at those. Upload your own logo. Once again, if you've got a premium account, just get it done. 10 career points, easy as that. Collect 30 flags. For the amount of effort it takes, it's not a massive career point reward, but it does give you a squad slot, which is absolutely vital. So just remember, whenever you're challenging people for practice and friendly matches, go for the nations that you haven't had before, and just start chipping away at that, and you'll get it eventually. Play 5 player cards, play 5 action cards, play 5 training cards. Yep, pretty self-explanatory. If you've got them, go for it. Use 99 cards and use 999 cards. There's a bit of a shortcut here, as you can probably tell, because I have done 457 card plays in the first 10 days of Top Manager. This is because you can use the goal wall, and instead of playing 100 stars per spin, you can use 5 cards, and that actually counts towards these achievements. So you can basically get 25 of this per day that you use the goal wall. And it's worth a massive amount of career points, 1,919 at this early stage. So that's well worth going for if you do play the goal wall. You'll also get this one as well, hit and miss, just by doing that for one day. Collector, have one of each card in your deck. If you're going to have it, you'll probably have it already. Card player, you've played an action card in 5 consecutive league matches and won them all. I've done the last couple of matches and it doesn't seem to be counting, but yeah, so let's move on. Basically, all of these, just spam your friends. Simple as that. So yeah, this one you can get the 50 career points if you change your club name. The rest of them are really easy, but like I said, I don't think it's really worth it for the 55 career points. This one again, this is probably going to be the hard one for most people to do. But yeah, let's move on. This one, you're not going to get it anytime soon, but just be aware of it, because probably sort of the end of the season people are going to start looking towards this one, and just remember that this one exists, because I'm just planning on upgrading the turf to level 3, getting that, and then probably downgrading it again, because I won't be really caring about turf at this stage of the game. Full house, possibly, if you're thinking long term, take advantage of trying to get it now, because this one is a pain in the arse to get later on. Shorten construction time or repair time by 4 times. Yep, that's simple enough. Public transport and parking lots level 3. Most people are probably going to get that by the end of the season. Not a lot else there we can really do. Or this one most people probably get as well. Sell out your stadium for a cup match. I might actually even be getting that now. On to staff. We're not going to get that anytime soon. Create a job ad. If you go to create like a level 1, a qualification 1+ job ad for like a fitness coach or something, you can do it for like 5k or something and get 50 career points. That one probably is worth doing. And then that will also give you a lot of staff members to negotiate with and get this one. We're probably not going to get those two anytime soon. And that one you're probably going to get quite easily yourself. You're not really going to be getting any of these anytime soon. Maybe have 1 million in your bank account. In fact, everyone's probably going to get that because we all got a 1 million handout today, so you've all probably just got that. On to sponsors. A lot of luck here, basically. That's the nice one to get. Improve a sponsorship offer by 60%. I haven't had it yet. I'm sure there's people out there that have. 30% most people probably got, and 3 aggressive spins in a row, just pure luck. Just remember, if you really do cock up a sponsorship offer and you're never going to accept it, just go for the aggressive spins because you never know, you might get it. That's exactly how I got it in the end. So on to the combos. We're not going to be getting that top one anytime soon, or the bottom one, so no need to worry about those. Right, on to the player ones. One of your players has 2 skills above 50 for 100 career points. Towards the end of the season, we'll be thinking about this one probably, but I'll come back to that in a minute. We're not going to be getting that. We're definitely not going to be getting these stats in the 90s anytime soon. These ones, to get 60 or over, you can probably get these quite easily if you've got the level 3 transfer facility and can bid on players up to 4 strength, because I'm almost getting it, and I've not even been trying to get those ones in particular, but I've mostly been concentrating on getting higher strength players, but I'll probably start ticking these off soon as well. We're not going to get that. International team, you have players from 5 different nations in your team. If you play around with the transfer market a little bit, you'll definitely get this one very quickly. The rest of these you're not going to get anytime soon. Training, at least 15 players have form above 70. This, and at least 12 of your players have an endurance level of at least 90. You can get both of these just by playing the transfer market. Just filter players who have what you need and just buy like players that cost you 5k each. You can sell them for 2.5k like 2 days later, so it hardly costs you anything, and you'll get both of these achievements. You'll get 20 career points for every player you buy as well, so it's well worth. It's just a good money to career point ratio to be spending on. This one here, 5 of your players have free trained talent slots. Once again, just buy the players off the transfer market. You can actually buy 2 of them with 3 fully trained slots, and 3 of them with 5 fully trained slots. And the ones with 5 fully trained slots you can get with the level 19 transfer facility, and they're not cheap, but it's worth 1,500 career points, which is just absolutely huge. And then you'll get the 250 from this one as well fairly easily if you manage to get that. So well worth the little bit of investment there. 8 base ups, you might be able to get this. I'm obviously not going to with how my training is, and 5 tactics trained, we're not going to be getting that anytime soon. So it's sold 25 players from your team, and you've sold 15 players from your team, and you've bought 12 players. You get all of these just by doing what I said a minute ago, just selling players, buying players that cost you 5k and then selling them again. So you get these 3 achievements. You'll get the international one for having so many different players in your team. You can get the endurance and the form ones at the same time if you buy the right players in, and it literally hardly costs you anything. It's such a good expenditures to career point ratio. These ones in the millions, you're not going to be getting them anytime soon. no chance. This one, people will probably start getting towards the end of the season. Just promote a youth player from your youth academy, including talent slot, and well, you'll get both of those at the same time probably. Right. The reason this one was important, one of your players has 2 skills above 50, is because by the end of the season you'll probably have this, and then you'll only need this one to get that 1,500 career points. So I wouldn't rush to be getting this anytime soon. Just be aware that you need it to get this, and as soon as you've got that, you want to be looking at that, because that's a lot of career points. On to the next one, and no, we're not getting. You won't be spending 30 million on a player anytime soon, so we don't even have to worry about that. Right, next season. We can't do any of those, but nicely it lets us do the collect 5 championship trophies if we want to, because I'm sure we're all going to be doing that this season. Play 5 challenges friendly against 5 different nations. Like with the flagged achievement above, just be challenging different people and you'll be chipping away at this one. You've scheduled and yeah, there's not a lot to say about those really, just chip away at them. Player scores a hat-trick, this is just down to luck really. If you've been improving your team a bit, then you've got a pretty good chance of picking it up against the dummy teams. Impenetrable defence, pain in the arse to get at high levels, but you might be able to, if you get a good run of games against dummy teams, you might be able to get this one. And top score at the end of the season, that's a bit down to luck as well. Win 5 United one-on-ones in a row. You're probably not going to be able to get this because you'll be taking on teams miles higher than yourself. I did a United match to quickly get through the tutorial bit where it asks you to use an encourage card, and I just used it in a United match and I lost about 7-1 or something ridiculous, so you probably struggle to get that one. If you've got money to burn, then play 50 United matches for 250 career points. I guess it's sort of worth it-ish, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, onwards. We can't do that achievement because we need this one next season. This one you can do at the start of next season. All you got to do is set an individual formation for each league match, and it'll be automatic 100 career points. That's next season as well, so you're not going to be able to do that until the end of next season, so don't need to worry about that one yet. A lot of next seasons there as well, so we don't have to worry about that one yet. The absolute pro ones next season. Cup Fever, be one of the last 32 teams in the cup. In the British Isles, I think you need to be getting to round 6 for this, and that's really should be a priority. It's worth so much, and this is only going to get harder and harder. The league will probably get bigger, so you'll probably get to further and further rounds, and there'll be stronger and stronger teams. So you really want to be strengthening your team as much as you can to make sure you get that. The only other ones that you can really realistically do this season is win a league match by 6 goals, and hopefully, definitely towards the end of the season, when you've could have strengthened quite a bit, hopefully you've got a strong tactic and you've increased the form and endurance of your players a little bit, and hopefully you can be getting this against one of the dummy teams in your league. Right, so that was pretty much it. Hopefully, above anything else, you've just been given a better idea of where you can get some more career points from to race up those career levels, especially towards getting that level 25 and that youth training facility, and hopefully getting yourself some 3.0 level 17-year-old to sell for like 10 million and just give yourself a ridiculous head start against everyone else in your league. I hope this video's been helpful, and I hope you look forward to seeing you again. Goodbye.